Ahara me mateys, and welcome to the stream. This is ArseyRC, and I am on the AthosCraft server, and we are ending what has been a fantastic event on the server, where we are saying goodbye to Pirate Month, although the events can still continue for individuals who want to participate and want to join. However, the month has officially come to an end in 2 hours time, which we're going to end it now anyway. So we have a few things to do today, and we're going to get in there and talk to Tony and a few other people who are going to join us in the chat in a minute, and we will see how we're going to end this. Plus, exciting news today. So keep watching past the end of the pirate stream and look at what we have coming up. It's most exciting for me. For this server so far. I've spent months and months building with some help of others, and exciting announcement today. So let's get into it. Tony, you there?
Hello. Didn't want to interrupt you.
Yep. No, I had you muted anyway, so they wouldn't have heard you. All right, so here we are on this fantastic boat that Mr. Django had built. And we are looking to end the pirate event. And the pirate event that's been happening for the entire month since we looted the town hall and since we almost crashed into the water. But since we looted the town hall and stole all the diamonds has been the curses. And so curses have been flying around the server, and so we have the time has come to break the curses. And so Captain RC has found a way to break the curses for everybody, so we can bring the curses to an end. So I think we need to do a tally of who currently has the curses. So Tony, do you have any idea who has the curses right now? I see that you are not wearing netherite armor, and I see that you are Steve. So there's some hints, okay?
There's a few hints, yeah, a few hints. No, I think you may find that I've become the curse collector. I've acquired all the curses. Why, I don't know, but I have.
Well, I would suggest putting the first 3 in here. The 3 that you had before today.
That's all I had before today. Okay, well,
yes.
That would be... I'll start with the one I had the longest. That would be rockets.
Rockets, alright.
And then stimulation.
Alright.
Those are the 3.
Now, to break the other 2 curses, you actually have to throw them at me.
Okay.
Alright, so that was the armor and the skin.
Yes.
Now, while you were away a little while ago, Purple and I had come up with a plan, and
oh, no.
Those were actually not real curses.
Oh.
I went and got my backup copy of the curses and threw them at you to troll you.
Okay.
So those other 2 curses are actually still out there.
Well then.
So you are Steve and wearing diamond armor for absolutely no reason whatsoever.
Okay. Alright.
I can't believe you fell for it. It was so good.
Dear me.
Anyways, so I will put these curses in the bottom corner of this chest. And I believe, if I have my mathematics right, that Ash, Kiwi, has the armor curse still, and that Fromy has the skin curse still. So, since today was the day to break their curses, and we advertised this starting 3 days ago, that I will give them a couple minutes to see if a couple minutes to see if things can improve. Let me turn up Tony. It says that he's really quiet.
I'm quiet. Gosh.
Yeah, keep talking because
Okay.
okay. So talk.
Hello.
Yeah, you're a little quieter, so let me turn you up.
Okay.
I can do it on my end. No worries. Okay. Go. All right, so you're turned up. That should be good. Your volume's about the same as mine now, according to my audio bar, anyway. So Ash and Fromy, we'll give them a couple minutes here, but the idea here is that your curses will remain on you, and you must still abide by the curses until you break them. You can only break them with the captain, because I'm the only one who knows the secret on how to break them. Although I'm going to show the secret on the stream. It's a big secret. Nobody's going to share it, right?
Oh yeah, no, of course not. No.
No. So we're going to grab the 3 curses there. These 2 I will leave here because they're not actually... They're just copies of the curses. They're not the actual curses. So we'll leave those ones there for now. But the idea is for Fromy and Ash. Goodness, this is dark. But for Fromy and Ash, if you come and put your curses in here and notify me, your curse will break as soon as I process them. Not until I process them and I let you know that they've been processed. So, any guesses on how we're going to break the curses?
No, actually, I have no clue.
You have no clue whatsoever? Ah, thank you. Somebody went to sleep. I thought we'd have a bed on the boat here somewhere.
I mean, part of me thought maybe you were gonna burn them. Just
could burn them. I don't know if burning would do it though. I mean, is the curse bound to the book itself? Probably, but
probably.
I don't think burning it would actually break the curse.
No.
Captain Jack Sparrow couldn't destroy the coins in the curse. How did Captain Jack Sparrow have to break the curse?
They went back to the place that they took the coins.
They had to replace every single coin in the original chest to do it. Well, since we don't have an original chest to do this, we do have something very similar. So, Tony, since you are the Curse King, let me see if I can do it here. Hang on. Is there an ender chest on the boat here somewhere?
There isn't.
Tony has an ender chest. Perfect. All right. Let me grab this here. And since Tony is the Curse King, we will give him the first privilege. Oh, perfect. I have exactly what I wanted. Okay. We will go over here. Up here. And let's see if I can do this. Okay, that's probably good enough. So, Tony? Sir, you need to walk the plank.
Oh, no. The shame.
Tony gets to walk the plank.
Where's the end? Oh, there's the end. Oh, I was crouching. That's why.
Tony has been drowned down underneath, and come swim this way, Tony. Swim this way. And we happen to have found a secret place under here.
Oh.
There we go. Oh, I'm being attacked by a drown. A baby drown. Die drown. Okay. There we go. So we have found Davy Jones' locker. Beware of the curses. So we will officially put these 3 curses in Davy Jones' locker.
In they go.
You are now free of the curses.
I'm free.
You're free. You're free. You can use real rockets and go in the Nether Hub. And so the other 2 curses, until they are in here, and only I can put them in there, the other 2 curses are still in effect. And if you break the curses, you will get the wrath of Captain ArseyRC's curse, which, as Solar has already found out, is sort of funny.
He's part of the Dragon Bro. Dragon Bro
Solar
gang.
is now part of the Dragon Bro gang. Yes, permanently until he dies.
Everyone have the inventory. Exactly.
Everybody, yay! Tony's saying, but if Ash and Fromy come on, we need to get rid of those. Yes. Yeah. So they can no longer. Hey, yeah, the rum. So Ash and Fromy can't pass the curses to anybody. They have them permanently linked until we get rid of them. So, if either one of them has in fact lost the curses, then they will get Captain ArseyRC's curse. All right. So, I think I just want to say a couple words. Thank you, Atlas and Django, for the great work on the Pirate Month and all the planning, the hours and hours and hours of planning. Thank you to Tony, and I'll say thank you to myself, I guess, for doing some of the redstone work and getting some of that organized. But for the most part, I was a play actor. So I just took the role of Captain ArseyRC. But it was mostly Atlas and Django that did the work. So a good... oh, my emotes are missing again. Oh well, I'll have to fix them another day. I was gonna do some emoting, but I can't. But anyways, yes, a huge thank you to them. And I'm also gonna say one thing. A huge thank you to Purple for putting up with us with all our secret talk for an entire month. And when we were doing all our planning, and she was always in the chat, and we're talking secret code and putting up with us, so thank you for that. All right. So
that must drive people crazy. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it personally because I didn't have to be involved in part of an event planning, so I loved it. But
yes. So thus concludes the party event. There is still one thing ongoing until it runs out, and that is Treasure Island. In a minute I'll go over and check out how many spoons are left and or how many shovels are left in the system, and have a quick look through the actual area itself to see if there are or how many treasures there may or may not be left. So I will have a quick look, although I buried them, so I can't tell unless I find all of them. So we'll try and see how many we find, and that'll tell me how many are left, so people can go hunting still. So any last words, Tony?
Nope. No one trusts me. That's my last words. No one trusts me.
Now, nobody was going near you for a month. Do you feel stinky?
I feel unloved. That's what it is.
You feel unloved. Oh, that's too funny. That's too funny.
Oh, they're here now. They're here.
Yeah, so I don't see Ash.
I feel unloved, guys. I feel unloved.
Anyways, all right. So, if Atlas and Purple has nothing to add to the end of the pirate event here, if you want to join us in chat, that's fine. If not, I'm gonna put a stamp on the end of the month.
Nope. Okay, let's declare it Pirate Month closed, and it was a lot of fun. Thanks, everyone.
Pirate Month officially closed. There it is, from the leader herself.
It'll be a good month.
From the gatekeeper, the Iron Lady. Some other not so nice names that we have called Atlas in the past.
What?
What? Everybody go for a swim! Yay! Woohoo! Yes. I hope Django doesn't mind us putting a plank on his boat.
Then?
Yes, it is officially time to change some skins. Alright, so let's take off the helmet and the boots. Let's change the skin. And the skin for me is going to be an old one, but one that I liked. And there's my skin for the month.
Nice.
That's cool.
Hail to the king.
So this is not the king, although it does look like I have a Switzerland flag on my chest, but
Disturbing.
So this particular month happens to be the Dungeon Games month, and I am going to play the role of the Dungeon Master for this month. So this is my Dungeon Master skin. So, Tony and I had this great idea many, many months ago and based on...
Many months ago.
Yeah, many months ago. Based on giving credit to Tango Tech for coming up with the original idea, Tony and I decided to follow in his footsteps with the Decked Out game that he had made. But we didn't want to just copy what he did, so we've made many, many, many adjustments. So it's literally not the same game anymore. And we've also combined it with another game that Rendog and Iskel had built in season 4 of Hermitcraft called Hermitron. And so we've actually combined those two games together into what's called the Dungeon Games. Now, at some point many months ago, Tony we'll give Tony a bit of a bad rap here, but Tony sort of lost interest or lost motivation for it, and it sat for a couple months with nothing happening. So
It may have been a combination of the both. I don't know. There was also other things that went on. Yeah, I'm sorry.
So I have many months ago now, about 4 months ago, decided, you know what, I really want to finish that. So in secret for about 2.5 months, without telling anybody, I was working on the Dungeon Games and finishing up the dungeon, and then one day Atlas accidentally fell into it and discovered it, and so it sort of came out that I was working on it. So then I disclosed I've been working on it, and I've been working on it literally night and day for months. So it is huge. It is, if I do my math correctly, it is 9 chunks by 9 chunks, so it spans a total of 81 chunks in the world. There are 37 rooms, 17 treasures, 7 keys, 15 item sets of 4 items each, totaling something ridiculous like 300 different items you can claim within the dungeon. There are monsters, mobs, treasures, puzzles, traps, parkour, just about anything you can name in this dungeon. Many of you will die. Hey Solar, good to see you. Yeah, Caves and Cliffs on June 8th. And so we are ready to launch the dungeon phase 1 today. So we won't be launching where you go into the dungeon today, but we'll be launching phase 1. 2 reasons why I'm going to delay the launch of actually going into the dungeon. Reason number 1, I have a little bit of redstone work still to finish, probably about a week's worth of work. And the other reason is, as was just said in the chat, Solar came up with it, that the Caves and Cliffs update 1.17 is launching on June the 8th. And I'm a little fearful that with a major update that some parts of the redstone and the happening of the dungeon may break, and I want to give it a full test before we go live after that update comes out. So I want to give it about 2 days after that. So right now my estimated go live date for the dungeon is June the 10th. However, everyone can start participating right now today with phase 1. And so why don't we go and have a look? Off to the mini district. If everybody wants to follow. If they don't want to follow, that's fine. I'll go do it by myself, but I'm running off the plank.
I just chunked my rocket there.
Oh, you have to have some. Do you want me to throw you some real rockets? So you're good.
Actually, no, I think I might need to go back to my base for the real rocket.
Well, just come over here once and I will give you a few rockets.
Okay.
To get you by. So in the minigame district, people have been seeing this entrance for quite some time. But I've had a big sign on saying, do not enter, for spoilers. The other day I did go do some pixel art. Created this sign for the dungeon games. That was a lot of fun. And I couldn't believe that nobody was able to guess what the little token I have hanging from the sign is. but that is in fact a front view of Douglas the Dragon from the thing. So have a good one, Solar. Have a good one. So Douglas the Dragon is there. But anyway, so let's go ahead and break down the spoiler wall so we can go in. I don't have a shovel with me. I used up all my shovels. There we go. Oh, path blocks. Yeah, let me see. We have some grass over here. Let me go get some grass and we'll make some new path blocks. How dare I break my path blocks? I have empty rum bottles. Who was throwing empty bottles at me? Everybody drink their rum and then throw it at me? Oh. Well. That was quick. Have some grass. Okay. Alright, so we can keep the sign out. I forget what sign this is. What sign is this? Oh, it's the pillager sign, of course. Alright, there we go. Alright, so basically into the dungeon here, we've got some decoration. We'll probably add a little bit more decoration on this side here. But we've got some decoration done. In here, the dungeon games, of course. And then as we come through here, one at a time, single file, please. No pushing, no shoving.
No playing with the button.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be an Angelo and click the button as fast as you can. All right, so this is the entrance area here. The rules, the instructions are here. I don't know if I've actually finished writing them. Let's see here. The dungeon. No, I haven't written the instructions yet, but I'm going to explain them right now and then I will write them. I do, however, have a set compendium here, which outlines the different sets and the collectibles that are within the dungeon, and the ability that there will be 15 different sets, 4 items of varying rarities within each one, and how many of each kind that you can actually possibly get. There are 15 sets here, and they'll be designated by a 2-digit code because we have limited space on how many characters we can put in. So I put the compendium here saying what the codes are and what the actual things are. This is subject to change just in case, but for the most part, I think we're fairly good with finishing that out. So the set. So this book here is supposed to say, okay, phase 1. Phase 1 is everybody can now come in here and you can claim your spot. So by claiming your spot, you'll see there's actually 13 cubicles. What do we call these things? Stalls. So there's 13 stalls. So each person will claim a stall and they may build whatever they want and decorate however they want as long as they stay within the walls of their stall. Okay? I do not suggest going down or up because there are other things above and below. If you want to replace the floor, that's fine. Get rid of the granite if you want. Keep the granite if you're going to keep the granite, that's fine too. All right? You don't have to return it anywhere. But build a stall for yourself. There are only 2 rules for the stalls. Rule number 1 I just stated. Stay within your square. All right? So you can build anything you want within the square. Rule number 2 is you must have a 3x3 grid of picture frames or item frames. So a 3x3 grid of item frames visible. And that's it. I don't care how you do it, how you decorate it, what your color palette is. Do whatever you want. Just stay inside the square, and your item frames must be visible in the 3x3 grid.
And empty?
And empty to start, yes. Yes, okay. Empty to start. What'll happen is that as you collect these set items within the dungeon, you will be allowed to keep 9 items. You may not keep more than 9. If you do have more than 9, you must deposit your extra items into these trade chests over here. Now, I have a couple things in the trade chests, but I'll empty them out. But these are trading station chests here. And so as soon as you have more than 9 items, you must put your overflow into one of these chests. You may not leave the dungeon with an item in your inventory. Okay, everything must stay in the dungeon. So as you find items, as you collect items, those kind of things, you will keep any 9 you want, and at any time you can trade one item for any other item from within these boxes. So if somebody deposited an item into these boxes and you want it, well, you can take one of your items and trade it for an item that's in the box. But you have to have an item to trade an item. It is not a grab the ones you want. You must trade one for one. And you can trade a common for a legendary. That's perfectly fine. Whatever's in the box, you can trade for. So that's it. So that's phase 1. So it gives everybody about a week or 10 days or so to come in here, build their build, get organized, get ready. And then I can show you the next part of the dungeon down here. It's ready to go. All right. So down here.
I'm assuming to claim, by the way, we just removed the banner here. And
Yeah, so claim it, remove the banner, add a sign. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. All right, so come on down here. I can show you the next part because this is all the public part of the dungeon. Okay. So down here we have several things. First off here is as you go through the dungeon, you will find places where you can find treasure, and those treasures could be in the way of tokens, keys, all kinds of different things you can find in the dungeon. Because you can actually die in the dungeon, I don't want these items getting lost to despawning and those kind of things. So what's going to happen is you're going to get a token. If we lose a couple tokens, no big deal. Okay. But if you come out of the dungeon safely and you have tokens, you could be able to place your tokens in this chest here, and you'll get a randomized item in this chest here. So the idea is one of the goals of the dungeon is to go through and find as many tokens as you can find on each trip through the dungeon. There is 3 different kinds of tokens, and the kind of token you find will determine the randomization probability of you getting a better item. We haven't named the tokens yet, so Tony's working on that for me on the side. Thank you very much. But once we have the 3 tokens, there'll be 3 levels. A base level, which will give you a common or a rare, a middle layer that could give you a common, a rare, or an epic, and an epic token, which could give you a rare, an epic, or a legendary type of an idea. And so there. Other things that go on in the dungeon is you will find keys in the dungeon. And so what'll happen is when you find a key, you can't actually use that key while you're in the dungeon. You have to come out of the dungeon with the key. And when you come out of the dungeon, the next time you go in the dungeon, you can place those keys in this shulker right here. And what that does is there's several doors locked within the dungeon that will open for you. Now, the keys give you absolutely no indication of what doors you've opened or whether they're even accessible. But as soon as you deposit a key in here, it will open the door for you. So those doors will remain open until you exit the dungeon. So you don't have to go into the dungeon to open the doors. You actually open the doors before you go into the dungeon. And when you come out of the dungeon, your books will be returned to you. So you only need 1 copy of each key. There are 7 different keys at this time. Okay. This is the store. So the idea is different days I will go and put an item of the day in these 2 item frames, and the light will come on if there's inventory. If the lights are off, there's no inventory, and you may purchase said item for a price, and I believe it's going to be a diamond right now. And there may be things like dungeon entry keys. So if you want an extra try at the dungeon, you can purchase an entrance key. There may be an item that I put in the item frame that you may or may want or not have, and you can purchase that item out of the item frame. Again, still limiting you to 9 items, and those kind of things. So I can put just about anything I want in here. Maybe I might sell a wooden sword, which means you're actually allowed to take that wooden sword into the dungeon, type of a thing. So there are different things like that. So I will probably change these items up quite often, and with increasing, making them better items as time goes on. So at first they'll probably be pretty pretty crazy, like low common items, and then they'll get better throughout the event. The third area here is the adventure preparation room, because you have to set your spawn point because you may or may not die in there. So you want to set your spawn point. You must empty your entire inventory. You may not enter the dungeon with anything, okay? The only thing you may enter the dungeon with is something you have purchased from these item frames, okay? So when you're in here, you're going to empty everything into one of these chests, set your spawn point, and the only thing you're going to take with you is a single dungeon entry key, because you need an entry key to get in. So the only thing, so no armor, no totems, no weapons, nothing. Totally empty, okay? Then you're going to go down here. You can read these signs. Do you go in the adventure preparation room first? Are you still carrying a totem of undying? I said no. No armor, no tools, no weapons, no food. I suggest you eat before you enter the dungeon. You don't want to go in when you're already hungry. You want to have full food before you go in. Did you put your numbered dungeon keys in the key room? So the first time you go in, you won't have any keys. But as you find keys in the dungeon, you want to put them in before you enter every time and get them back. Last chance to turn back. If you are in RTX, the sign is really dark and hard to read. And the last sign is, if this door is closed, it means somebody is currently in the dungeon and you have to wait for them to exit, because this is a one person at a time dungeon. So anyway, so you come on in here. Once you obtain a key, a dungeon entry key, you simply place your dungeon entry key in this shulker. This door will lock behind you, and this door here will open, allowing you entry into the dungeon. So you go do your stuff. I'm not going to say anything about what's in there because I don't want to spoil anything. But there's lots of adventures and tricks and traps and puzzles and monsters and all kinds of stuff in there that you got to fight and get away with and those kind of things. There are a couple rules in the dungeon. So I've got some things, like I've got some armor stands and I've got some weapons in item frames and that kind of stuff. You are not allowed to pick up anything. They are decorative only. So don't like grab the diamond sword out of the armor stand and think, oh, now I have a diamond sword. That's not the idea. So just anything that is decorative, you leave it alone. There are items you can pick up and items you actually have to pick up within the dungeon. But you'll get those out of chests, or you'll get those out of things. Those all kinds of dispensers where things will be thrown at you and stuff like that. So those are perfectly fine to pick up, but don't pick up decorations. Decorations are for decoration. Okay. When you are done in the dungeon, crossing your fingers, you have survived. You will come out to this area here. Any keys that you have found in the dungeon, you don't actually get the key. The key will literally be in this box when you come out. So you do what you have to do in the dungeon to get the key, and you will say, and you'll be given a note saying you have received key number blah. And when you come out, your key will be waiting for you in this box right here. Okay, including any keys that you deposited. So if you had deposited some keys before you went in, they will be in this box waiting for you when you come back out. So make sure you get those. Then you have to hit the reset button, which is on the ceiling. Look up. Okay, so when you hit the reset button, basically that resets the whole dungeon, making it ready for the next person to go in. And then this door will open for you, and you are ready to go in. The reason why I have this extra door here that locks behind you is because there's nothing stopping another person from coming and putting a key in and having two people in the dungeon at the same time. And I don't want that. It's one person at a time, because the keys that the first person enters with, the second person might not have, and now they have the advantage of having keys that they didn't earn themselves. So one person at a time, you earn your own keys, you earn your own prizes and rewards. Tony looks excited. So that is the basics. There's more to come. I am going to make a specific YouTube walking through the rules that people can see, because I know if I write all the rules in a book, nobody's going to read it. So I'm going to do it in a book just because I need to. But I also will create a specific YouTube video with the rules that everybody should watch. It should only be 10 minutes, saying how to work the dungeon. But that's it. That's it. And so with these items, you're going to create sets. And when you get sets, you can trade those sets in for rewards. And those rewards will be various, whether they're keys or treasure or diamond blocks or for honor and glory. You can win some honor and glory. So there you go. Is that clear enough, or you guys have any questions? Is there something that doesn't make sense?
No, that seems pretty clear.
Anybody have any questions? I sound like a teacher right now, asking my class. Does anybody have any questions? Are we all good? Don't come crying later when you're doing your assignment and you can't figure it out.
What are the chances of dying?
You can follow paths where you won't die. I think the chances of somebody dying in their first trip in is slim. I mean, there are a couple places you could die. But yeah. One more thing I will add is I believe I have spawn proofed this. There are monsters in the dungeon, but the monsters should be contained within certain areas. So if you do happen to run across a mob because of some Minecraft bug rock feature, like I've seen zombies spawning on glass, and I've seen them spawning on half slabs and stuff. If you do find a real mob in the dungeon, either kill him, but if it's a creeper and you don't have any tools on you, please run and exit the dungeon and let me know. Or run through the dungeon 20 or 30 blocks away or something like that so he'll despawn. I haven't seen a creeper spawn in the dungeon in about a month, so I think it's pretty good. But I did see a spider spawn yesterday, so hope.
To see Atlas run in and she just dies to a creeper.
Yeah. So if you happen to see a creeper and you have to run out of the maze, I will refund you your entry key. Okay? I would rather do that than have a creeper. There is a significant, and when I say a significant, there is a significant amount of redstone in this dungeon, and a creeper could break something very easily. So yeah, so if you see a creeper, please just run. There should be no creepers in the dungeon. You will definitely find zombies and skeletons and other creatures as well, which I won't name right now. But they are there intentionally. And yes, you can kill the zombies and the skeletons, even though they are there intentionally. In fact, I will just give you a hint. For a couple things, you have to actually kill one of them. Just, there you go. All right. Because you need items to do certain things in the dungeon, and if you don't have those items, there's nothing you can do. So, I've given you the means to get some of those items. But with going in with no weapons and no armor, could be fun. We'll see how many people die. If you drop your tokens in the dungeon, it is a ticking zone, so they will despawn in 5 minutes regardless. So unless you happen to have another dungeon entry key, and you can get back to your items within 5 minutes, your items will despawn. So that's sort of the idea that I'm okay with your stuff despawning. So yeah. So basically, items, keys, prizes, puzzles, sets, lots of stuff. Lots and lots and lots of stuff.
I take it this light here represents whether you have stock available. So in the
Yes.
circumstance that you have nothing left, people are aware that they need to hold on to their token goods maybe for a little bit until.
That's right. I'm going to guess that this light will be on 99% of the time. I can't see this light ever going out unless, like we're 3 weeks into it and I haven't restocked it. So every so often, the trade chests that are up here, every so often I will empty out the trade chests and put the items back into the system again. So I'm not going to disclose when or where I'm going to do that. That's up to the dungeon master. So if you see items in here that you want, make sure you get them quickly because they may not be there the next day.
I want the beacon.
You want the beacon? Yeah. Or the stack of gold blocks that are in here. That's because there was a beacon right here in this corner and I had to get rid of it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just didn't have a place to put it at the time. So, there it is.
Arsey, this is amazing already. I don't know if I'm more impressed about the work you've done or excited about trying to play this. This is going to be awesome, I think. And we've only seen a bit of it so far.
Well, when I say that the dungeon is 81 chunks big, that does not include any of this. It is 81 chunks inside the dungeon. So, yes. So none of this counts towards that 81 chunks. If I was to add it all up, we'd be well over 100 chunks.
Ooh, redstone. You can see the redstone.
Alice, do you know what I expect from you?
Where could you see the redstone?
As
Right there.
you're a YouTuber, I think you should record
Really?
your experience of your first run.
Oh, it must be a glitch because I can't see it.
Whoa.
I see all kinds of redstone.
Might have to turn
I
it.
see rails.
Oh, down. Oh, yeah, it's RTX. Okay, yeah, I gotta put a bottom block on that.
Yeah.
Nice.
Get over here. Oh,
Yeah,
Nope.
yeah. When I go out of RTX, see in
Yeah.
RTX, like, look, I can't see anything down there.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yep,
Oh,
I can see all kinds of stuff down there.
one more thing. There are things in the dungeon that will look very different in RTX and non-RTX. So I'm going to suggest this. For your best experience, if you have the possibility to use RTX, use it. Because the dungeon would be more scary without with RTX, I mean. Without RTX, and I was playing with this quite a bit, that I think Mojang has broken the brightness settings in the game. Because I was changing my brightness from 0 to 100 and it was not making a difference whatsoever to the game. And there are several areas where it's dark. And so if you do have that your brightness makes a difference, I'm going to suggest putting your brightness at around 20 to 25% for your best dungeon experience. If you put your brightness at 100%, some of the stuff will literally be too easy for you. So if you are struggling a lot, I'm not looking at purple
Why
now.
are you looking at me?
If you are, or look at Atlas too. If you are struggling a lot, you can play with your brightness settings. But yes. And I will just say this: I think I have pulled just about every trick that I know of in this dungeon. So be patient, look at everything, touch everything, look at everything, and you'll never know where you might find stuff.
I'll break everything though.
Yes. Tony has claimed his spot already. Look at this.
I've been eyeing it up.
You've been eyeing this one up? Yes. I don't know if I'm going to make one or not. I think I'll wait to see if there's one available here. But yeah, so anyway, so phase 1 is ready to go. Everybody can come in, they can build their spot, they can get their spot ready. You've got 10 days, so no hurry. So plan it out, make something cool, and maybe the Dungeon Master might reward some really cool builds in here. There you go. I may reward extra dungeon entry keys if your build is really cool. No judgment, of course. The Dungeon Master is not judgmental in any way, shape, or form. I'm the most judgmental person on the planet, probably.
I mean, you said it, not
Hello,
me.
neighbor.
Hello.
Oh, you guys are all neighbors. Look at you guys getting in a little group here. Are you guys gonna form like a clan or a? No sharing books, by the way. If you find a key, you were not allowed to share it with anybody else. They got to get their own books. Just saying. You can't sell your keys.
Damn, we can't.
Yeah.
I don't know. Have a black market, maybe.
Yeah. If you do happen to get a duplicate key, there will be a box for you to return your duplicates to. I think I have it set up so you can't get duplicates, but just in case the redstone fails. Tango Tech's redstone in his Among Us game sort of failed quite miserably. So it could happen. But I have tested the death out of it so far, and it seems to be everything seems to be working. We just need to let Angelo go and see how that work goes.
Yeah. You do need the anti-redstone brigade in to
Yeah.
test things for you.
Yeah, so I'm trying to. There are a couple of spots where you push a button, so I'm gonna have to test like rapid firing the button to see what happens. But anyways, Curse King. There you go. All right, so we've got about 10 days before we can go live in the dungeon itself. But I'm excited to see how you guys do. I mean, literally months. Did you know where the button was? Or are you just looking at the door?
Dodgy sheriff.
Dodgy sheriff? Nice.
Uh,
Nice. All right. So, I'm only 48 minutes into the stream. I wasn't planning on streaming for hours on end on Mondays. I think I'm just going to stream for an hour or a bit each Monday. So, does that mean it's time to do something?
I don't know.
Do something.
I never actually pre-thought about a prank for today.
Ooh, it's dark. And not. Good lord, look at the mobs out here.
Yeah, these eggs over here, these bunnies are not very spawn proof. Too late. There's a skeleton walking around the back here.
Burning.
There we go. Cool. We've also got to clean up all these random chests everywhere. There's like 2 random chests here. There's like 4 random chests over here. We've got random chests all over the server. We need to start cleaning up. You know what we need? Who was it? Was it Zombie Cleo? Who was the person?
I think it was false. It was false.
Was
that
it
did
False
that.
Symmetry?
Had
Yeah.
her little shulker adoption.
Yeah. I think we need somebody like that to just go around and say, okay, these are the chests I found. If you don't claim it within 24 hours, I'm taking it.
I don't know. You might want to be careful with your own words there, RC, because if they find your shulkers lying around, they're gonna.
Yeah, I know, but there's a difference between a build that's in progress and these chests here that have literally been sitting here for 8 months.
I don't know. I mean, there's been some builds that have been in 8 months as well. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think you still to this very day you've got a shulker out in the Wither with the original Wither boss battle area.
Oh yes, that's right. I found that the other day, and I'm like, whose is this? And I'm like, oh, that actually might be mine. That's right. We did that. We found that the other day on your stream, didn't we? Yeah, and I think that there's a couple chests over by the Diablo demon. I think there's a couple chests over there full of the wool that Garth had made the dress on. I gotta claim that, maybe. Actually, I could use that wool. Those colors, pink and baby blue, I can use for my redstone. I can't wait to see if NVIDIA actually launches an RTX pack that we can use in the game, instead of relying on third-party RTX packs, because banners don't work. It sucks that banners don't work. So there we have it. That
time's
being
over.
said, if anybody is interested, there is a mini game build that was started, which essentially the Dungeon Games is going to replace. And that's this build right here. So this build right here was started by Falling Star. And the idea was she was going to do a Hermitron. And we were going to call it AthosTron. And so this was going to be its own standalone event for a month, being the AthosTron. And so since we've decided to combine this with the dungeon, this build is irrelevant right now.
Yeah,
So
kinda obsolete, yeah.
yeah, so I would say if anybody wants to take over this build and do whatever they want with it, go for it. Yeah, go for it. Don't think that you can't build here. Like let's like I don't think this is something we need to keep for nostalgia or history purposes. Like literally, we can go ahead and repurpose this space. So there's already a tunnel built directly to the portal, right here.
I will say though, keep the Easter egg here.
Keep the Easter eggs.
There's an
Oh, is there an
egg over
Easter egg down in here? Oh my goodness, yes. That's fun.
Everywhere.
Yeah. But yeah, oh, here's Diablo. So I have some chests over here. So if we're gonna have that thing with the chest person, yeah, I've got to clean like those 3 chests over there are mine. I think it's just a bunch of pink and blue wool and some digging residuals.
Yeah, nothing too fancy.
Yeah, the pink and the wool's in the top one. But other than that, there's like a bunch of red concrete in here. 2 stacks of red
Ooh,
concrete.
Purple will.
And a bunch of there's a bunch of white concrete in here. So I'll clean that up. But yeah, so
Oh, this poor fox.
is he drowning?
Oh, now he's got his head in the.
He's
Oop,
just
he
getting a
picked up-
drink. He's
He
thirsty.
picked up a block.
So yeah, so oh, look at this. A treasure hunt station. In the meantime, we have 2 new members on the server, so we can introduce 2 new members on the server today. Our first new member is Baitor, not to be confused with Biter. Baitor is a fellow Canadian, which is awesome. I think I can say he's Canadian. I'm not disclosing his location since it's the 2nd largest country in the world. But anyway, so he has started a build here without any spoilers. I have no idea what he's building or what this is, but I'm excited to see what he's doing. I noticed he's got a bunch of heads already here. Holy cow. What heads has he got?
I can tell you this much. I believe he's attempting to build another dragon.
Oh, is he doing another dragon? Awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There might be a rival dragon to Douglas.
Nice. Sweet. Well, Douglas is technically on loan right now. We'll just say that. So Douglas has gone around. He was a pirate, and now he's on loan to the dungeon. So, and there may or may not be a friend for Douglas. We'll just say that. So yeah. So I don't know what this build is. I don't even know how to get out of this build now.
You're stuck.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Here's an exit. Nice. So, right. Congratulations on Baitor for getting on the realm, and the other person who joined was Scaffa. Or what's his other name? Wap Flag or Wap Flag or something like that. Something like that. Anyway, so he is looking to build in the steampunk area. Of course, he may change his mind, but he is looking to build in the steampunk area, which is over here by Atlas's base. And no, I don't have Bad Omen. And it looks like he started to clear out this area a bit. He's going to be building in this area right here, from what I understand. So he started to do some clearing and those kind of things. So, I don't see any chests or any beds or anything set up, so I don't know exactly where he's building. Oh, here. Aha, here we go. Now it's obvious. So he's going to be building starting in this area. So this was originally Falling Stars area, and it looks like he's going to take over this half, which is awesome. So congratulations to both Scaffa and Bytor for getting on the realm, our two newest members. And both of them have been trolled already, so we're good there. We could troll Scaffa here by I could go grab a bunch of obsidian and I could cover this flat part here with obsidian.
Mm.
Would that just be cruel and mean?
Maybe after only having been on for like a literal day.
Like you wouldn't even have a diamond pickaxe yet, I don't think. That might be too cruel.
Oh, I can spam my rockets again and just fly.
Oh, and Atlas, I will say this the other day. Who was this? I think it was Purple, actually, was saying that our steampunk area here had a ton of zombies and mobs and everything. And I think she was specifically pointing to your turbine machine here.
This, yeah, this building with the,
Yes.
yeah,
I
this
think
building
there
with
is
the
a
big,
lot of mobs
tall
spawning
smokestack, the roof where
around
the
my area.
green stacks are.
Yeah.
There's lots of mobs on that roof, and then over on this
Yeah.
other unfinished roof. Yeah.
I've noticed that.
So I did spam a few
Yeah, I have
torches
noticed
around.
that.
So
Oh, thank you.
I will spam a couple
Yeah,
more
I've
right now.
made some changes over at my base, and when I've changed stuff, I haven't always mob-proofed it properly. I really miss the lighting pack. So
Yes.
sometimes I do miss stuff, and also sort of, if I'm in progress with something, I tend to not really spawn-proof that good, which I know is bad.
Well, it's fine. I mean, it's fine until somebody comes to visit and the creeper
And
spawns
blows up.
and blows it up on you. Yeah. So I'll throw some torches in here. You can clean them up yourself, whatever you want later. Fine. I did notice some zombies or some drowned spawning in the water down here too, so I do need to fix the lighting in here somewhat. I mean, although every one of these has a thing under it, it's still not good enough. So I have to add a bit more lighting down here under the water. But yep. So yeah, I'm excited to see what you're doing with this one, Atlas. I like it. I like the design so far. It's totally different than everything else we've done in the steampunk area. So
It is a bit, yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah. You can't go to Django's room.
Oh. Oh, is Django got a room in this build? Not this room here, is it?
We've each got. I'm Django's redstone goblin, and I've got a little room in the basement at redstone at Django's place.
Oh yes.
So I was given also I also gave a room to Django in the water tank.
Nice. I need rockets to
So that's
fly.
where he lives.
But yeah, I'm really happy. I mean, this steampunk area is just really happening. It's awesome. Anyways, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say regarding new people, I have just added the Dutch flag to my little banner store. We already have a Canadian flag,
Nice.
but now we also have a Dutch flag.
Sweet.
So we've got all the nationalities.
Yeah, and there's actually quite a few. And I think you covered most of the nationalities for people who used to be on the server too, not just the current members. So
Yes.
So you have-
So Tony helped me a bit with that.
yeah, so you have the Philippines and Italy and a few countries like that we don't currently have members, but yeah. I think Australia is a one as well that we don't currently have anybody from Australia, do we? Oh yeah, we have Sloth. Sloth's Australia.
Oh yeah, Sloth. Yeah, Sloth. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we have New Zealand, England, Denmark, Sweden, Canada, US. Now we have
Finland.
Netherlands. Yeah, Finland, that's right, Iska. So Yeah, so we have had quite a few different countries, and we've had in the past, we've had Philippines, Italy. Trying to think, is there any other countries I'm missing? We've had applications from
South Africa.
South Africa. That's current too. That's right. We currently have South Africa for sure. We've had applications from a lot of countries. We've had somebody from Ireland in the past, but we've had applications from many countries. Yeah, so hopefully the people get accepted, since we're pretty picky. Anyways, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to end my stream there. I know it's only been an hour, but I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover for today. We will forego the prank today, although I would like to cover the area with the city. That would be probably. But anyways, maybe we can do like a big love heart on top of it so the map shows up. We've seen in the past. But anyways, I'm going to end the stream there. So thank you again for everybody for the great pirate event that we had last month, and looking forward to the dungeon one. And although this will be dungeon month, the dungeon will be available permanently. It will not end per se. So we're going to have this as the dungeon month, but the dungeon will not end. It will be a permanent feature on the server. So if new people join, or people who haven't done it yet and they don't have time to do it in June, they can still do it afterwards. There is no time frame on when you can't do it. So cool. All right. Thank you everybody for joining this stream, and for those of you watching, have a good one.
Bye.
Bye now.